Hi, it's Sean Herndon with Winston Dane at Keller Williams here in Cornelius, North Carolina. And today I'm going to go over the August numbers and review through the different statistics of the area. I have it split up from the west side and east side of Lake Norman. So we'll have all the different towns, and then I'm going to go through each of the statistics so you can kind of get a feel of what's going on, and I'll be doing this every month after the numbers have come out. So I'm going to be using the SAM through the MLS. So to kind of give you an idea or look here. So move me out of the way here. So I have it very broad. So I have all price ranges, all property types, sales types, bedrooms, resale, square footage, I have waterfront, not waterfront, acreage, year built, so it's wide open. But it is specifically in the town. So we have Cornelius, Huntersville, Davidson, and Mooresville on the east side. And then on the west side, we have Denver, Stanley, Sherrills Ford, and Troutman. I know Troutman's kind of more north of Mooresville, but I wanted to get Troutman in there because there's some surprising numbers for Troutman. So we'll start on the east side first to kind of give you an idea to see what it looks like. So I'm going to get up here out of the way. All right, so this is SAM, so just statistical analysis module. So this, see here, will show you all the different numbers in here. I have it right now. So this is the max. Max goes from back to 2004 to today. So you can really see the trends and see the line. Now, I'm able to have it for what they call a rolling 12 months to kind of smooth it out. Or if I go monthly, it looks like this, and that's almost difficult to read. So I'll be switching back and forth as I go through so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. All right, so I usually keep it to about 3 years, but since COVID was 3 years ago, I like to see what it looked like before COVID, like 2018 to 2019, what we call more of a normal market. So it can kind of get a sense from that. So right now we're looking at new listings. We got Cornelius from year to year. So right now, August 2023, Cornelius had 623, Huntersville 1,215, Davidson 499, and Mooresville 1,093. Now, if you look over here, you can see that negative 28%, negative 37%, negative 20%, negative 24%. Well, that is the difference between last year, 2022 August, to this year of August 2023. So I always kind of like I'm a visual guy, so I'll go up the line and you can see right there. You can see how much it's gone down. But you can also see how that's kind of gone down and then up a little bit, so you can get a sense of what that looks like from there. So we look at this. I also like to go back to 2019 August. So August 2019, Cornelius, there was 1,187 to now of 623. So that is a major decrease or lower in new listings, homes that have come onto the market. So that is telling me that, of course, that we have very, very low inventory because there's less homes coming on. Now, if I look over on the west side at 3 years, 5 years, it's very interesting. So you can see that's -7, -8, +16 in Sherrills Ford, +35% in Troutman. Mind-boggling. So Sherrills Ford and Troutman have increased year over year, where everyone else has decreased. Some areas, decreased less than others, but Sherrills Ford and Troutman has increased. So that is telling me that a lot of people are looking at those areas and moving or looking to, or putting their homes up on for sale in those areas. So we'll look at the homes for sale after that. But that's a very interesting increase. So if you look at August 2022, so you can see the uptick on those towns. And then when you go back here in 2019, 2018, the increase or decrease from there. So it's still showing a decrease. Denver is 1130, Charles Ford's 367. So it's almost seems to almost get back to the normal within there. So that very, very interesting. All right, homes for sale. Wow, look at that. Just, see that dip down in 2021, 22, and then it would look like we had a little bit of increase right there, and then a decrease. So if we look about, COVID, March of 2020, for homes for sale just went down. Then we had a little uptick, and then we kind of went down again. So now we go over here, year over year, we're up 23%. But when you look over here, when it was a normal market in August of 2018, Cornelius had 229 homes for sale. Now we have 85. Let's see, August of 2019, we had 237. So it went down a little bit in 19. So you can kind of see what the difference was from a normal market. So very interesting on that. All right, so we go over here for homes for sale, and you can see there is an increase. Charles Ford is 50% in more. Troutman is 82% increase from year over year. So very, very interesting. But we look over here in August of 18, it looks, we're still down from back then. All right, so let's go to pending sales. So pending sales, Cornelius is down 28%, Huntersville is down 35%, Davidson's down 20%, Mooresville's down 22%. But if we go over here, September, October, November. Yeah, there we go. 901, so still pretty down from them. Here you can see in April 2021, we kind of had a really good uptick. COVID, it was right about March, so you can see how we dipped down, and then it just exploded upward. So depending sales, you can see how we just went going. Now on that, let's see what it looked like 10 years ago. Wow, we see how it increased from that time. Here's COVID, and just bam, shot up. Then we'll look for the maximum, which is back in 2014. And even back then, you can see. So here's when 2008 crash happened. It got very, very compressed back then, and then just went up. But you can see that peak right there. All right. Let's see what was on the other side of the lake. So pending sales. All right. Again, we have a peak here. All right. So Troutman, we're up 33%. Charles Ford's up 9%. And then Denver and Stanley is down 18 and 15%. So, it definitely have slowed down. Yeah. Look at this is kind of like during the normal trend. So we peaked out, and then went down, and then we're trying to bounce back, which we still have. There's a lot of talk about how we have a pimped up market right now. We have a lot of buyers are still moving to this area. The Charlotte Business Journal did an article talked about how we have about 113 people moving to Charlotte region each day. So where are they going? Rentals, or they're buying all around our area. So even with high interest rates, with job transfers, and people moving, following their kids coming to college, there's still a lot of influx coming in here. Also, we have a lot of new businesses that are moving into our area, so they're bringing their employees in the area as well. So that's what's moving in. Then you have all the movement that's happening between, downsizing, upsizing, and then you got, unfortunately, you have probate and death, and your divorce, and then to people that want to move from one town to another town. I mean, you still have all that inner movement too, but everyone's not really moving because of their interest rates. A lot of earlier we were at H2 and was having lunch and talking to a good friend, and he's got a 2.8. He's like, Sean, I there's no way I'm going to move. I got the best rate you can ever have. I'm like, totally understand. And most likely you shouldn't be moving unless you have some must move situations. He's like, well, we're just going to get a HELOC and we're going to, do some remodeling and we're going to stay where we're at. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. But there's other individuals that are just like, I hate my house. I don't care what I do. This house, I hate it, but I'm stuck with this interest rate, but I'm not going to move. So we have a lot of these situations right now. People are just going to move and rent. And then we got people who are renting and just sitting there waiting and biding their time for the interest rates to go down. And the thing is if you talk to anyone, there's really not that much help on the interest rates on the horizon from the Fed or anything else. Now, of course, next year, who knows, with being an election year, what may happen. But the only saving grace we've actually had is that we've got some lending partners that actually have been helping us with different types of programs. A 2-1 buy down, 3-2-1 buy down, a 1-1 buy down, temporary buy downs that can actually get you through this period of time. And then they offer, if qualified and everything, that they do a free refinance. So it at least gives you some ability there if you must move. So we watch these numbers. They're really close on that. Now, what's very interesting within these numbers, because you'll see it's a repeated story, everything is really down right now, super down. But the crazy thing is, if you go here to month supply, we are still crazy low on our supply. So if you look here, so here's COVID, March 2020, and you can see that, this is normal market. We're in between 2 months to 5 months of supply. Now, 6 months is a balanced market. Anything below 6 is a seller's market. Anything above 6 is a buyer's market. So, back in 18, 19, we were floating between, depending on the town, between 2.5 months up to 5 months. And then when COVID happened in March of 2020, man, it just shot down. As you can see, we got as low in 2022 in February, we were less than a month of supply. That is when we have multiple offers. We have prices are going up. It was just crazy. And then right about July of 2022 is when the interest rates went up. And when the interest rates were up, you could see supply started going up. And to the point, and it kind of peaked out about June of this month, of this year. Now, December, November is when we had a little bit of a suppression. Again, some more interest rate rising that you will see in certain charts where it popped. But you can see we actually are almost double to triple the amount of homes. And we still feel like we have nothing out there. Cornelius year over year is 70% more homes available. Huntersville is 18%. Davidson has 73% more homes year over year. 57% of homes in Mooresville more than last year. All right, so let's take a look at the other side. Month supply, 10 years. Let's go down to 5 years. All right, so here we go. We got 2020 went down, and then we're right here. Cheryl's Ford has got 4 months supply. So Denver has got 56% more homes now than last year. Stanley is 58%, Cheryl's Ford 64%, and Troutman 63%. So, that is immense amount of options. Now, of course, that there's a lot of homes that might be that they're just not priced right. Maybe there needs work. Maybe it's not in the right location, but there's a lot more options out there. Now, what's really going to be crazy is see the prices. I'm going to max it out because I want you to see how much we have increased over time. This is back to 2004. Cornelius was $185,000 median price. We are now at $500,000 median price in August. Year over year, Cornelius is 10% up in prices. Huntersville is 14%, Davidson's 5%, Mooresville is 5%. So it's been flat. If you can see, it's kind of flattened out right here, and because there's just the demand. People just are slowed way down. There's a lot less listings, a lot less closings, so everything's slowed down. So the market slowed down, but the prices have stayed strong. Now they've leveled out here between kind of February, March to now. February it was around 497,000. It's bounced a little bit up and down from 500. Now, just so you know, we are in towards the end of the year, so we're going to have a natural seasonality too, and that is typical. Things will kind of go down as well during the later part of the year. But you can see we have just from right here. Yeah, so here's COVID. COVID was about March is when we shut down, and then it just from June, July, just shot up. So when you look at and hear people are like, oh my gosh, prices are going down, this and that. Yes, in some parts of the United States, the values are going down. Thankfully, we are staying pretty level with that. Let's see here. Now, if you look at average, it puts up around 795,000. 752. So we're still record high on the average. Median against 500, 540, 600, and 452. All right. On the other side. So here, this is interesting. So we saw all this new, these positives of like Cheryl's Ford, Troutman, and stuff like that. Cheryl's Ford's actually prices have gone down 12% since last year. And then we got Denver's up 9%, Stanley's 4% from last year, down 12% in Cheryl's Ford and 8% up in Troutman. So you can see that it is just a definite decrease within that area. And then that's because you got more supply and less demand. So there's less sales happening. So if I go here in sales, Troutman and Denver, you can see Cheryl's Ford has gone down 17%, Stanley's down 17% sales, 26% down in Denver. Troutman is plus 25% in sales over on that side. So, from your sales prices or there is amazing. And you got your supply too. So you can see it's up 63% for more there. So very interesting. I always like to look at the percentage of original price too. So that kind of tells me how pricing is happening. You can see that, so this basically is, you put your home on the market for 500,000. You sell it for 500,000. Well, that's 100%. If you sell below that, it'll be 97% of sale price. But if you sell above it, then it's like 105, 102%. So you can see it's pretty much flat through here. And then about December of last year, you could see it started, Cheryl's Ford kind of started going down. Then February of this year starts going down. Denver, and then Troutman, so you could see, this tells me, some sellers and listing agents, they're maybe a little high on their pricing. They're coming in at 98%, 97%, and closing at that amount. So go to average. Now we're at 96%, 95% of the original price. So that's, I find that always intriguing. So I always need to know that. So when I'm looking to put an offer in, then we have a little bit of an idea of what we need to kind of come in at. On top, of course, looking at all the comps and everything, but you want to kind of have a good sense of what the just the rhythm of that county or that community is doing, because everything's different. So on the east side, again, same thing. Here you can see we went over in June of last year. Huntersville was 102% over, pretty solid 100% all across. And then when you got to about February this year, it starts going down. 75 or 97%, 99%. Let's see. Let's look at the average. All right. Oh wow. So we're down to 96%, 97%, 95% in Mooresville, 96%. So and again, if you look back here on a normal, I mean, they weren't always all that. You could see it just because of COVID, it really pushed the average and the median of a percentage of original price right over. So I'm gonna shoot this down so you can kind of see. There we go. You can see that hump right through that time. So COVID kicked in about here, and then you can see the percentages start going up closer to 100% and then over. So, all right. So I hope that helps. It's a lot of information that I kind of shot out. I definitely have no problem sharing this. This is stuff I look at every day and every month when new numbers come out to kind of see where the trends are happening. And if you have any questions or you'd like me to dig into a little bit more, maybe be more specific to your property, where you are, your size, on water, off water, I could really drill down. And I'll give you an example. Okay, so here we got Cornelius, Huntersville, Davidson, and Mooresville. All right, so let's look at properties that are $364,000 to $538,000. They're single family. They are a traditional sale, meaning they're not a foreclosure or short sale. It's just traditional. Let's say it's 4-bedroom. I would say, say 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom. So we'll put that. It's a resale, so there's no new construction. And we want it to be, 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, non-water front. And it's, let's say most properties are between they're usually a third an acre. So that kind of gives you an idea. And then we want to have them built from a lot of properties around here are 2004, 2005. But we'll go from let's go here. Yeah, so 2000 or newer. All right, so we were able to drill down very specific within these areas, and you can see how much of a difference of the numbers. So here's the new listings. There was 2 that fits this scenario. In Cornelius, there was 2, and that was down 71%. Huntersville 17 down 56%. Davidson 1 down 83%. And then Mooresville had 43 down 35%. So let's look at, let's see here. I want to look at sales price. Okay, so, being in this scenario, the medium sales price is $453,000, which is up 5%. So, when those other numbers I was looking at, that was everything. But when I drill down, now instead of being 12%, now it's 5% gain from last year. Huntersville, just not even a point. Davidson's 4.6, Mooresville's 4.8. All right, that's how much supply is there. There is almost nothing. Wow, look at that. Less than a month. Mooresville has just barely over a month. Cornelius doesn't even read. Davidson doesn't read. So, that again, if you look at this scenario, that's just, it's very interesting. Closed sales within this realm. Oh, we already looked at that. Days on market. Cornelius, wow. Okay, so they've been there. Now that's because it might be just one house, and unfortunately it's not a good price or whatever. So you kind of got to take that with a grain of salt. I would see what the average says. Yeah, 61, 26. So that's something I would dig in just a little bit more to have in that. All right. So I hope that helps. I hope that kind of gives you a kind of a see of the trend and see what's going on with our area. Again, please give me a call, message me. You can just send me your address and I can look up things. But I'm going to be doing a lot of this back, kind of this behind the door kind of, or back office, what we kind of do and how we look at stuff. I open to all your questions and everything. I hope that helped out, and I look forward to help out for the next time. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.